This program is proudly brought to you by the VAFA Live Official app. With live scores, team stats, player stats and much more. Everything you need for the VAFA in the palm of your hand. Download it from the App Store or Google Play now.
Hello viewers, Dom here from Complete Sports Management at Melbourne University Oval, where we have witnessed a top of the table clash. Uni Blues handing Old Xaverians their first defeat of the season by 35 points. I'm with the victorious coach Heath Jamieson. Heath, it was a pretty even match for in quarters it was an even contest. The second half it was 5 goals apiece. In the first quarter, Old Xaverians kicked 3 goals to 2. It was really just an 8-goal unanswered patch in the second quarter from Uni Blues that was ultimately set up the victory today. Did you think it was a matter of having that run the second quarter and making the most of it, or was it more to it than that for today?
Yeah, look, I thought our second quarter of the game was fantastic. You know, everything that we wanted to do, we did. But I thought all day our guys' intensity and effort around the ball was really big, and it's something that we're working on. You know, if we can bring that effort and intensity each week, we think we're going to be a pretty dangerous side. Once that falls away, you know, the competition's too good. You get caught out. So, I thought, you know, I think they kicked the last 3 or 4 goals of the game. I think we got to a 10-goal lead there at some stage. So, it was a powerful performance, one that we're pretty pleased with.
Yeah. And as I said before, Old Xaverians were undefeated going into this game. So, you know, giving them a defeat is always going to be tough opposition. Noticing during the game, particularly in that second quarter, the intensity was definitely high from both sides and the emotion was pretty high as well. Can you talk us through how the boys were able to handle the extra intensity when there was a bit of spot fires and melees here and there in the second quarter? How were the boys able to handle that and ultimately get the goals on the board?
Yeah, I thought our discipline was really good. You know, I think when the game was hot, you know, and there was a fair bit of talk going on from over the fence. You know, I think the supporters were getting into it as well. So, but that's football. You know, that's what we enjoy. You know, the thrill of that. You want to see which players can stand up when the heat's on, and I thought our boys were super. You know, I thought the one thing that we did is we were on the edge, but we didn't go the other side. You know, and I thought our discipline was really good in those areas. When there was spot fires, you know, we stuck up for ourselves, but we didn't become undisciplined and give away free kicks. And I thought that's when you got the run of the game. That's what you want to make sure you're doing, and I was really happy with that.
And back here again next week for another contest. How will you review today's game against Old Xaverians, who were undefeated going into today? How do you prepare to back the boys up again next week back here?
Yeah, look, we're working on our own game at the moment. Obviously, I'm a new coach who's come in. I don't know too much about the other sides. I get the vision of their game during the week. We have a little look, but we're looking after our own backyard. You know, we're starting to play a style that we want to. We're starting to play a style that we think we need to, and you know, we'll keep pushing those efforts. You know, so yeah, it's been really good.
Well, we thank you for your time, Heath, as always, and we'll look forward to it again next week.
Thanks, Hat.
Just going to throw it over to Charlotte, who's with Old Xaverians.
Thanks, Dom. I'm here with Paul Satterley, Senior Coach of Old Xaverians. Paul, tough day at the office today. It was a pretty even contest until the second quarter. Where do you think the game was lost today?
Where was it lost? I thought, yeah, you're right. First quarter was a fairly even contest, so that was pleasing. I thought we started as well as we could, but second quarter, I mean, they probably gave us a bit of a lesson in terms of their attack on the footy. You know, that perceived pressure. They were excellent. They just, you know, I thought they were just able to control the ball really well. Uncontested marks, so we weren't able to sort of stop their flow and their running game. And they were having shots from really good spots. So we were just soundly beaten across the board. And you know, as I said to the guys after, we just couldn't stop the bleeding. And so, you know, it's a great opportunity to learn from that and just understand some ways that we could go about correcting that midway through the quarter, not talk about it later. Yeah.
Now, quite a different lineup today compared to some of the earlier rounds we've had this season. How many players do we have out, and what are some of the changes that have to be made?
Yeah, look, I think we have got a few players out. I mean, like all clubs, I've heard a lot about other clubs who've got players out, and look, and I make no mistake, we went into today thinking that the 22 selected were going to absolutely hold us in good stead. But like many clubs in this comp, you probably need all your A graders up and flying, particularly to take on Uni Blues. So for us, our captain's not playing, Noonan, Simeopoulos, Will Hams needs to come into play. There's a whole host of guys that, we think will just add pressure to the existing, the current group. And having said that, it's a first loss. So, we're not at panic stations. It's more just about, making sure that we respond in the right way next week.
Yep. Now, you are playing Old Kerry next week back at Toorak Park. What do you think the message will be to the boys this week to get the game back onto our terms next week?
We just spoke about that then, and for me, it's we're soundly beaten in a lot of areas where we've been good this year. So it was more about we respond and get back to playing how we want to play. I thought we were a bit reactive and second to the ball, where in previous games, our work rates held us in really good stead. So, that's what I'll be looking for in terms of taking on Carey next week. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for joining me, Sats, as always. This is Charlotte McKinnon signing off from Complete Sports Management, where Uni Blues have beaten Old Zaz by 35 points.
This has been another Complete Sports Management production.